Nearly 3 weeks after 2 deputies were shot in Compton, the man who the LA County Sheriff's Department says pulled the trigger is now in custody. Deontay Lee Murray was arrested earlier this month in connection with a carjacking. He was charged today with the attempted murder. Those 2 deputies are recovering from the shooting on September 12th. Now, the NBC4I team reported detectives believed Murray was the shooter in this case when he was arrested during a standoff in Linwood. Well, today investigators said Murray threw a gun out of the window during a pursuit, and that matched the gun that was used in the shooting.
The firearm in evidence is described as an 80%er, a ghost gun, a .40 caliber pistol loaded with 8 rounds, 5 rounds short of its full capacity. There were 5 rounds fired at the deputies.
Our investigative reporter Eric Leonard with our I-team reported that the accused shooter was identified almost immediately. Now he's back to give us a look at the inside story on this. Eric.
Well, Colleen, we're told from a number of law enforcement sources that the quick progress in this investigation had a lot to do with the Sheriff's Department's deep well of information that it's gathered over the years on street gangs and gang members. And it may sound old school, but word on the street still carries a lot of importance in police work, not so much for proving a case in court, but rather in helping detectives know where to begin to look. And we're told that was the case here. In this investigation, my sources tell me both of those elements were in play, along with some information circulating that the attack on the deputies might in some way be related to another shooting that involved the Sheriff's Department that happened a few days before the deputies were shot at that transit station in Compton.
Eric, what do you know about the evidence so far and how quickly this was put together for prosecutors?
Our contacts tell us that the name of Mr. Murray, who was charged today, was circulating amongst the detectives working this case by the morning after the attack on the deputies, Sunday morning, and stakeouts were set up in a number of places to try to find him. Now, as that was happening, other detectives were out trying to find associates to see if they'd heard what had happened and who else might have been involved. And then after the arrest on that Tuesday, September 15th now, we're told significant pieces of additional evidence quickly fell into place. The gun found after the car chase in Linwood, you just heard the officials saying that it matched the gun that fired the shots at the deputies. Then there were statements made by some other key witnesses, and there were other electronic clues that the sources tell us supported all of the charges filed today. And we've heard that while much of this came together really quickly, right in the days after those deputies were shot, and then really fast after the arrest was made in Linwood, given the nature of this case, detectives were given as much time as they needed to tie up any loose ends, verify every last detail before the case was presented to prosecutors, and we saw the charges filed this morning.
All right, Eric, thank you for that. Now, you may